had an incredible weekend. It's getting to the last of the summer, so you got to take advantage of those warm days. And I went hiking this place called Harrison Lake, and it's just this majestic, rocky lake. I don't know if you probably saw my Instagram story, but
Yeah, I saw the
oh my
videos.
goodness, yeah, it was
Dude,
great,
it was
man.
pretty.
And it's one of my go tos for just helping me deal with life. Like it just the stress goes away when I go up to there and I can just stare at that lake. But I had a I had a cold rainstorm hit me, and I forgot that it's starting to get towards fall, and all I had was like this really thin shirt, and this cold downpour rain just starts hitting me, and I was just like, that's kind of losing all the fun, and my dogs are staring at me. Like,
What is the temperature like up there?
well, today it's a high of 84, but when I got up to,
Okay.
I think yesterday, or when I went hiking, it was 72 that day high. But when I got up to the lake, um, it had been high 40s, low 50s. It
Oh,
was,
see, it's not like that here
yeah,
yet. It's like mid 70s
yeah,
here.
yeah. It was frigid up there. But today it's a good day, and I'm gonna head to the lake later today and do some paddleboarding because I don't know how many more warm days are left, and it might be the last day. You know,
No, that'll be some good stuff. I think we're just going to play board games, eat some cupcakes. Nothing too crazy.
nothing too crazy. Yeah. And I think we had a really good first episode. Good to get it out of the
Oh,
books.
dude. Yeah, I loved it. I'm excited about episode two's finally about to run.
Yeah.
Episode one, man, the outreach was nice. I started hearing from dudes I haven't heard from in a long time. A bunch of old veteran buddies reaching out, watching it, giving some feedback,
Yeah.
and we really appreciate it, guys. All the support we're getting, the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, all of it. I think we're over 200 views now. That's good stuff, and we really appreciate it.
Like and subscribe, guys, because we're gonna keep getting bigger and better each day. We're gonna try to just build off of that, and I think we're gonna have some pretty awesome guests. I've been talking to a couple people I want to get us on. I know one big thing that this podcast is going to be about. It's like going to be a support and resources podcast. All of us veterans, we all have these different experiences that we can all share, and it can help us figure out life together. Like, I want to get a veteran service officer that works in the county to come on and talk about how you can use your benefits, because it's probably a lot of stuff that I don't know, and I just want to ask him, hey, what are the biggest things that you can tell a veteran before you come into your office, and what are things that we're not taking advantage of? That's just an example of what we'll get on later. But we're just going to keep getting more views, share our experiences, get some cool guests on. I know Jones has got a couple cool guests he wants to get on.
Oh
And
yeah, man. I've got a lot of buddies I'm excited about getting on. Some people out in the area that just own veteran owned businesses I'm gonna try and get on. To kind of
yeah,
segue what you were saying, the National Suicide Prevention Day is today. I didn't look in advance. We were gonna talk about just physical fitness today, but we're gonna kind of talk about mental health as well. And I think they go hand in hand, at least from my experience. My physical fitness and staying in stuff like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, the gym, they all kind of help with my mental health. 988 is the number you can call if you're having trouble thinking about hurting yourself or others and you need to talk to someone. You can dial that number. And if you don't want to do that, reach out to me, Gillham, DM DM us, comment down in the comments. We'll always reach out, do what we can to help. Even if you need to vent, talk about stuff. We know tomorrow is also 9/11, so it hurts a lot of people when that day comes around. A lot of us joined because of 9/11. If you need to talk, man, just reach out. Not even just us two. Most veterans are probably willing to talk.
yeah. I'm always open to take a phone call. And sometimes I shoot them out, but sometimes I still get some drunk dials to this day, a couple buddies. And I always pick up because I always think that in the back of my head. And sometimes you just need someone to talk to. And some people, they just don't understand us the way, another veteran talking to another veteran. So it's just great to hear from those people. And anything you can do to help is makes an impact. And like you said, Jones, like mental health is going to be a common reoccurring theme in all of our podcasts, because we just have to we have to be able to have that mental toughness and be able to move on with our lives and have, you know, a good drive and be able to, you know, succeed in life. And the exercising, that's why today physical fitness, it's so important. And yeah, shout out to all of our first responders and law enforcement and all the active duty right now because of 9/11. You know, like you said, Jones, I remember when I think I can't remember how old I was, but I watched the invasion of Iraq and I was like, when I'm 18, I'm joining. And that's kind of what happened. And
Yeah, it's the same with me. I mean, I watched it on television. That's kind of when I decided to join as well. My brother was in at the time and had already deployed, so that was a big factor too. But yeah, the mental health, man, it's a big one, and I'm hoping that this podcast does help because, like you were saying, talking to veterans is a little different. I've tried therapy, and I'm not saying you shouldn't go to therapy. I'm just saying when I was the VA, the therapists, civilians I've tried to talk to who want to help and listen, you can tell when you start getting into it and talking, they kind of like give you that look or back up a little bit. And I'm like, man, I said too much, or they don't get it. And it's kind of embarrassing. You feel like they're judging you, especially the VA. I always felt like they were just waiting for me to leave before they could just laugh and laugh at me. It's just different talking to people other than other veterans.
We're going to have to do another episode. I definitely want to talk exclusively about an experience with the VA, and hopefully can help some people, because it's going to be a whole episode. I could share you. I had 3 knee surgeries, and this kind of ties into physical fitness. And of course, that affects your life when you don't have a knee that works properly, and just life. Like, so you guys are I'm gonna throw up before and after pictures of what happened. Jones is gonna too. He did a kind of complete opposite. He was very thin, and now he's a beast, shredded.
No, I was tiny. To give y'all the backstory on that. So when I enlisted at 18, I was 127 pounds. And I think the biggest I got while in the military was like 152. And most of it was due to the military. I mean, there's a lot of people that excel, they get physically fit, they get stronger. It did the opposite for me. So at an airborne unit, primarily what you do is run and ruck. There's nothing else. You run for miles every day. That combined with all I was doing was drinking liquor and eating ramen. It was, I could not gain weight, and I thought it was just genetics.
looking at your ramen noodle package, you're like, why can't I get big?
Yeah, man. Well, that's all I was doing. I would go buy like 2 big boxes of ramen for like $1, and then buy a few fifths, spend all my money on liquor, and then wonder why I'm running every day and losing weight. It completely changed when so towards the end of my 6 years, my wife got pregnant, and when she got pregnant, I decided I was going to get out because I was coming up on a 3rd deployment and I didn't want to miss a year of their lives. So I got out, and at the same time, you know, it was close to my daughter being born. I was like, I don't need to be drinking, smoking, dipping, living this lifestyle. So I quit all the above. Liquor for me, or alcohol, was kind of how I coped with everything. I don't show emotions very well unless it's like anger. So if I wanted to be happy, I would drink. If I wanted to be sad, I would put on some sad music and get drunk. So when I didn't have that anymore, I didn't really have an outlet. And I hit up some old buddies. And I was like, dude, what do you do when you need an outlet or relieve stress? And that was their answer. They're like, dude, I just go to the gym, go lift weights. I was like, all right, I've never been big into it. So I called up a buddy, got a gym partner, and we started going for like an hour every morning, like clockwork. And I started feeling better about myself. I started eating healthier. And after like 6 months, I looked in the mirror. I was like, dude, what do I weigh? I hopped on a scale and I was like 174. And I was like, dude, which isn't much, but I had never weighed that much before. And I was like, what if all these dudes have been right all this time? If I just eat chicken and rice and lots of whey protein and just start lifting heavy weights, like maybe I can gain weight. I think by the end of it, I was 230 pounds was the heaviest I got. And I started taking everything from creatine to BCAAs. I never did any testosterone, no tren or anything crazy. But that's kind of how I got into it, man. And it was a lifesaver as far as like helping me mentally, physically. It helped me want to go out and do stuff, get back in the church, go out hiking. Dude, it did wonders for my self-esteem. And anytime I was like feeling down or depressed, I would just go lift weights.
Yeah, similar. What kind of got me is I knew I had to do some exercise because I knew I was getting out of shape. And guys, I'm going to show a pretty embarrassing before, but the after picture is a lot better. I let myself go, and it's embarrassing. And I think what helped me though is I didn't have many choices because I was injured, but I feel like that was a little bit of an excuse. But I got a dog, and every day I started walking my dog, and I was like, you know what, I need to do bigger and better stuff. And I think I had my third knee surgery, and I also have a hurt back too. So after my third knee surgery, I was like, I knew I need to get back in shape. So I started running right after that, right? my second, I think my second day of running, I pulled my back. like, like I couldn't even move. Like I was like, oh, like I couldn't roll out of bed. I had to go to a chiropractor and it got me out. But so the month I was out, I was out. I just kept taking L's. And so, I was like, you know what? I need to get back into shape. It's driving me crazy. Plus I started going through 2020 and I started going through a divorce and just dealing with all that stress. I knew I had to work out. So I did whatever I could. So I started taking the dogs on hikes. I found this app called All Trails. And I love this app because you can just look on the map and it'll show you nearby trails. So I would just discover like hiking trails all around. And then I moved
That's
up to
cool.
where
I
I'm
haven't
at.
I haven't
Sorry.
seen that before. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, look, guys, check it out. It's a really cool app. And you can just find hiking trails near you. I discovered, so I moved here, and every weekend I just take my dogs on a hike. And then I had a workplace that had a gym, and I have a whole another story. I had an experience where I had to sleep in a tent for 6 weeks because of moving, and I couldn't pay two rents at once. And that place that was being built wasn't ready yet. So I literally, 2021, I slept in a tent for 6 weeks, and I would drive to work every morning and work out at the gym and take a shower there. And it was what got me tough again though. They always say tough times, make the
Hard
best
man.
people, right? Hard men, right? And
Yeah.
I think I got super soft after the military, and my 2021 experience flipped me around. And instead of like drinking and doing bad habits, I replaced those bad habits I used to do with good habits. Like I said, I'd go hiking every weekend, just dealing. I barely drank, I think, for like 4 months. And I would just all trails app. I'd go on a new adventure. My dogs were having a great time. Um, and then I took one more L at the end of 2021. I got a new job. It was great. I thought my hardship was finally going to over, and I stabbed myself. I can throw those pictures up too. If you guys want the gory pictures, send me an email and I'll send you the bloody ones. Because obviously, it happened. I'm like, I gotta get this on camera. I used a buck knife, and I just slipped it, and it just hit me, stabbed me right into the hand. And let's see if we can see the scar. You see the scar on there? It's a
Yeah, I
Z
see.
shape.
I see.
Yeah. I severed a nerve, so I still don't have all the feeling back in my hand. And obviously, you can't. And it's right here in the palm. You can't grip anything. So I immediately was like, "Oh my gosh!" I just got back to the gym. Just getting. I could feel I was starting to push up some weight now again. I was like, heck yeah, I was having some progress, and I was like, what do I do now? I can't grip anything. So I just immediately, well, I had Insanity, the workout videos from on my laptop, and would do that, and I would run, and I would hit hills. I'm like, all right, on the weekends, I'm gonna do elevation backpacking. During the evenings, I'm gonna take my dogs, and we're gonna do 1 to 2 mile run, and I would do that, and then sometimes I would just do a 1 mile run, and I would come home and do Insanity, and it was the only thing I could do because for 8 weeks or 8 months, I couldn't do anything because it literally feels like right now it feels like pins and needles when I touch, but it was even worse then. I'd grab it and it just like I had zero grip. So I had to work to get my strength back. And let's see, what was it? Summer of 22, I was able to start lifting weights again. And I tried every single I tried all the diet pills, right? I did everything. I'm like, I'm divorced, single. I got to get myself back into shape. And I dropped a lot. I can now wear like slim fit shirts that I had, dress shirts, and I still have a little bit to go. But I mean, I've seen a lot of people were like, dude, you completely transformed. And I'm going to keep weightlifting because that's going to make my skin get tightened up, But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
embarrassing. Yeah. But it's crazy. And another episode, I'll have to talk about the craziness of 2021.
Yeah, I
But
remember that, dude. I remember you were in Denver, and I was like, I'll reach out to him, see how he's doing. You were like, oh, I'm living in a tent in Idaho. I was like, what? It's
yeah,
like, I was like, I guess it could be worse. You could be like under a bridge or something. At least you're up in the mountains.
you know what? It was a quiet piece of country land, and I had a hunter's tent, so one of those big ones, right? And I had my parents' couch in there, an air mattress, a little solar generator, and a fan. And it was the middle of the summer, and my dad would watch my dogs while I went to work, and I came home, come home, and go sleep in my tent. I'd have my laptop though sometimes on there, and I'd listen to podcasts and sit on my recliner inside my hunter tent. It's wild. And then I got invited to go out and do something one time, and I showed up, and my feet are just covered in dirt. So everyone called me Dirty Toes for that summer. It's
That's
like
good
I don't
stuff, though, man. It's good to get through adversity like that. Not even just the tent, like you said, the hand wound, finding ways around it. I had that happen with so I had gotten huge into the gym. I was doing like an hour and a half to 2 hours every morning, like clockwork, 6 days a week. And then this COVID crap happened. They started implementing like 6 foot away. Then the gym started closing, and I kind of lost my outlet, and I was like frantically looking around. I was like, dude, I don't know what to do. And I found a place that was staying open that does Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, Muay Thai, uh, wrestling, a little bit of everything. I was like, well, it's been a long time since I've done combatives, but at least it's some sort of physical work where I'll be around other dudes and hanging out and not just sitting in my house. And so I started going. Dude, it worked wonders. I highly recommend if you're a veteran and you've got out and you've lost that camaraderie and you don't have a lot of like-minded dudes to be around, find a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, uh, crap, it doesn't matter. Go to karate, wrestling, just find some sort of combat sport,
an
and it's a
outlet.
bunch. Yeah, man, it's a bunch of like-minded dudes. Most of them are probably cops or veterans themselves. Uh, you'll get to take out some frustration, wrestle, get humbled by a few dudes that are bigger and stronger than you. Uh, it's all around just a great thing, and I think that every veteran should enroll in any kind of combat sport. Boxing, there's tons of them out there, tons of studios, and it's good stuff, man. It helped a lot. Helped me get through not having the gym for a couple years, and now I would rather do that than the gym.
That's awesome. Yeah, we would just encourage you guys just to do something. I feel like if you could just work out at least 5 times a week, you feel so accomplished. Like me, I felt guilty. I knew I had to work out every day. So even if I just did like a 1 to 2 mile run, it takes 10 minutes to run a mile slow. I mean, it's easy. It's a quick workout, you know.
Yeah, just stay
And
consistent with it too.
or do hit cardio. Some of the stuff I did hit cardio. I did insanity. I took a couple supplements. I tried all the different fat loss things from burn to burn worked really good, I think. And then I did this. I did a lot of detoxes too. I detoxed my body from heavy metals, uh,
Yep.
microplastics. Apparently, there's a microplastic problem. That's what I just read everything, guys.
Dude,
Just like every podcast. I
it's
did
so
every single
crazy.
detox.
It's so crazy you say that because we did the same, got rid of metals, plastics, and even took out dyes out of the house. Everything's organic. Uh, we quit burning candles, little things like that. I'm all about it, man.
Yeah, I did. I went all natural too. Everything pretty natural. I try to eat organic meat. I did intermittent fasting too, and skipping breakfast is just more affordable, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, skip all of them.
If I didn't have to eat or go to the grocery store, I mean, yeah, going
No,
to the grocery store is that's not good for mental health right now.
dude, that's a huge problem with getting in shape too, is how expensive groceries are because your caloric intake needs to be pretty massive. I mean, the amount of I was buying cheap like a rotisserie chicken, a bunch of rice, and then I would take just tons of whey protein. Uh, other than that, and I'm not even preaching because I'm not that big of a guy. I'm just saying if you're looking for some advice, you're a smaller dude and don't think you can get bigger, you can. Just go buy tons of chicken and rice, uh, eat veggies, quit running, and start lifting weights.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just I think it's consistency, right? Like
of course.
your metabolism has to get back up to speed, and if you exercise daily, your metabolism's working again. And it's all about of course, what you put in your body is important too. But I did carb cycling because the nice thing about carb cycling is I could drink beer. I yeah. On Saturdays, that would be my carb day, right? I'd have a couple
Yeah.
carb days a week, and I can have beer that day. I just wouldn't eat a lot of fats that day. So yeah, I'd be like, yeah, this, and it was I mean, I dropped weight and got to drink beer on Saturdays. It was great.
I remember that's what I used to do in the military. There for a while, they were like, "Oh, Sergeant Jones is skinny. He can help dudes lose weight." So I got put in charge of like the fat guy squad. my
Right.
my answer to all of them was just cut out beer and drink whiskey, so you get skinny faster. I was like, dude,
And
beer has so many calories.
I know. And that's what I do during if I have to drink on another day that wasn't on my carb day, I would get bourbon. And because
Yeah,
whiskey is, yeah. And so, yeah, I do that. Big
not
supporter
that
of
not
bourbon.
that not that I'm advising to
Yeah.
just cut out cardio and start drinking.
Yeah. I mean, it's just funny that you say that because you got to live your life. I think if I didn't drink in the last 2 years, I'd probably be like, Chris Hemsworth right now. But
And see, mine's the
I didn't do
opposite.
it.
I had to cut it out. So, like I was saying earlier, I had always struggled with showing excitement, happiness, sadness, and I would use. So, if I wanted to do it, I would just get drunk. I'd be like, "Oh, they want to have a party. I'll get drunk. I'll be happy." But what I had done was trained my brain to think that, like, when I was drunk, all my emotions could come out. So if I was drinking and someone would say something that would make me angry, you'd snap. You That emotion would be heightened 20-fold, and it's a horrible place to be in because it also makes you an alcoholic. Because every time you want to do anything, you got to be drunk, and then on top of that, your
Yeah.
emotions are a roller coaster. Nobody knows who they're going to get that night. Could be laughing and playing, and 2 seconds later, snap and be upset.
Would you say that maybe you replaced that outlet, right? You used to drink to get your emotions. You now channel that into working out. Like, is that where you get your anger out? Maybe.
Oh, for sure. That's all. That's exactly what I replaced it with. If I if I'm in a really good mood, I want to weight lift. If I'm in a bad mood, I want to weight lift. If I'm sad, I want to lift weights. It's kind
Yeah.
of become my new outlet, which is good for me physically because anytime I have any emotion, I just want to go lift weights.
Yeah. And it's good. I think we just got a little bit more mature and realized, those are bad outlets. I think being in the military, we drank a lot. And it's not
Yeah.
a lot. And it's not the best thing, especially for your physical health and I think it's okay to this day because it's socializing is so important. If you want to go have a couple beers with some buddies, like that's good. But the amount of
Right.
alcohol we drank was not
But it's a
good
lot.
for our bodies.
It's a lot different too because in the military, everyone
Yeah,
drank and they were always around. So it's
yeah,
once you get out, all your buddies are gone, but you still got alcohol. So now you're just drinking by yourself and
yeah,
trying to drink the same amounts and as often. And dude, it's a
yeah,
huge problem for a lot of dudes, especially they start getting depressed down in the dumps. They're not around their buddies anymore. Maybe they're missing deployments or lost some buddies while they were out there, and now they don't have anyone to talk to. All they got's a bottle, and dude, it's a spiral. You can spiral very fast.
absolutely. So, guys, if a lot of people moved around because of 2020, and you talked about going in and finding different outlets, right, for people to either connect, make friends, and work out. So let us know in the comments if you are new to a new spot and you haven't met anyone. Maybe we can get you connected with a veteran group or something, so you can get a workout buddy,
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
we can get those people connected up because we just want to keep giving you all resources and help you out. And seriously, we'll put our email down, and you can email us if you ever want us to call, and we'll reach out to you and you can call us.
Or some advice, man. I'm not the biggest dude in the world, but if you have questions, I'll answer to the best of my ability. Or if you're in the Pittsburgh area, we can go lift weights together. Go crush a gym set, maybe go roll on the mats, whatever you're wanting to do.
Absolutely. I'm in Idaho, northern Idaho, and if anybody needs a gym buddy or a hiking buddy, I go take a backpack and I go hike some epic lakes. It's fun. And yeah, I think we'll get some really good guests on here that can be subject matter experts on some of this stuff, so you can actually hear it from some really really
Oh
cool
yeah, for
people.
sure.
And that's going to be the best part.
There's a huge community of those in the veteran world. That's what I was
Oh
saying
yeah,
last episode is I wish I would have taken some advantage of the knowledge base as far as working out, getting big. I was at the time I was like, man, forget you. I'm just gonna go run 10 miles. And later I'd be looking in the mirror like, why am I losing weight?
he's eating his ramen noodles. Like, I don't understand
Yeah.
what's going on.
Why does this guy weigh 300 pounds? How's this even possible? He's over there with three whole chickens.
It's just chicken and rice all day long.
Yeah, I was like, dude, why? There's so many tastier things. Just eat a donut.
Well, I love anything with hot sauce now. Like, I always got my sriracha sauce, and I'm like, oh yeah, just eat healthy food. Just throw a little sriracha on there.
Yeah.
I'll cook some meat and just sriracha it up, and I'm like, nice.
See, I don't even care anymore. I don't care what
Yeah.
it tastes like. I just eat it. Treat my body like a machine. Just oil it. But no,
That's
it's
awesome.
good stuff, guys. I highly recommend getting in the gym or some sort of studio and just constantly doing something. Don't just sit there and be in a bottle all day. Like I said,
Yeah.
this is a big week, 9/11, suicide prevention, all that good stuff. If you have any concerns or you're down in the dumps, reach out. Don't just sit there and get lost in your own thoughts, your own head, because there's a lot of dudes out there that are going through the same crap, same stuff. I know I didn't think they were. That's when I started realizing was when I started. One night I was in a dark place and I was like, I'll just reach out to some old buddies and just say, hey. And asked a couple. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they were like, "Oh, not great." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about it." And hearing about their problems, I was like, "Oh, so I guess I'm not the only one missing all my buddies, wishing I would have done more. I'm not the only one who lost friends or all these different issues. I promise you, there's a lot of guys out there with the same experiences or similar, but it's kind of a results may vary thing too, because there's guys that did more than me that are doing better, and there's guys that did less that are doing worse. So you never know. Just make sure you reach out.
So next week we'll talk about VA healthcare and share both of our experiences. Let us know your experience with healthcare. Send us an email or write a comment, like and subscribe, and we'll talk about VA healthcare and see how we can get get through the VA and get you the healthcare you need, kind of thing.
Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe. Like he said, it's super easy. Just click a button. It's make an account if you need to. Uh, yeah, and like and comment. We go through them.
We'll put our email in the description, and you can email us anytime. And like I said, if you want to talk to us, send us an email. I check the email all the time, and I can give out my number through the email. Either one of us, and you can call us anytime.
Yeah. Uh, Most of this too, if you have different experiences, like I was talking earlier with in the military, how we did a lot of running and rucking, and it made me stay smaller for the most part. I'd be curious to know if you're a different MOS or a different branch, kind of how that affected you. Because I know a bunch of Navy vets and Air Force vets who had a lot more laxed rules and were able to go to the gym on their own free time and a lot more free time during their deployments, and they got enormous. So I'd be curious to know, same with other MOSs, if you had different experiences with being able to work out, do your own thing, and not just run 24/7. Because a lot
Yeah.
of that wasn't by choice. Now, the eating ramen and drinking was by choice, but as far as running and rucksacking 5 days a week, that's very typical for an airborne unit. And then at that
And I,
point, a lot of those dudes who had come from other units, yeah, in their free time they'd go lift weights. But me, if someone was forcing me to work out an hour and a half a day as a run, later on I didn't want to spend my time lifting weights. Unfortunately, uh, I was playing Halo or Call of Duty or whatever it was.
hey, it's time to pop smoke.
Yeah, dude, I hope you have a great weekend. And all you guys, we got your six. If you need anything, give us a holler.
Yes, sir. Signing off.